Hello, hello, hello. We are live again tonight. Today is Thursday, February 29th, I believe. Thank you for joining me tonight. My name is Adama Ezibo for people who don't know me and who will be watching this the replay. I am a global digital business owner and I have been doing this business for the past 2.5 years. It's been blessing me, and I have been coming on live from time to time to create awareness about this business, to talk about this business, to share to my fellow moms, to my fellow healthcare professionals, to my fellow immigrants, that there are options. There are people who have been looking for options, thinking of what else can they do apart from working 2, 3 jobs. Pointing it out that working 2, 3 jobs doesn't really answer the question or the quest for multiple income streams. So I am here to give you, share, like, there are options online to help you create multiple income streams without really just starting something from the scratch of trying to figure things out. It's something you can do from the comfort of your home. It's something you can do with your phone, on your laptop, something you can do while you are out there, something you can build alongside your regular jobs. And it is a business that is long term. It is a business that is legitimate. It is a business that is tax registered. It's a business that you can will to your family, to your children, to your next of kin, and all of that. And because there are a lot of scams out there, I come on live just to show you that there are legitimate things still on social media, and this business is one of them. It's a business that has been in existence for decades, and is a business that has been tested, tried, proven, and has shown that it's helping so many people. It's transforming lives of individuals, lives of families, lives of generations. So tonight, our topic is why stable income no longer feels secure. And for, like, most of us, yeah, we feel we have good jobs, we have good professions, and we feel some kind of security around it. And but these days, that kind of security is not guaranteed. For a long time, that kind of stability is not guaranteed. Stability used to mean safety. Today, flexibility does. So flexibility now gives you safety more than what do you call it? Stability used to do. So stable isn't secure anymore. Stable job stability does not guarantee you security. So you have to know, like, that difference. It is stable, but it is not secure anymore. As long as it's not yours, it's not secure, but it is stable. Because a steady paycheck doesn't automatically equal to a secure future. We have to be aware of that. A steady paycheck doesn't automatically equal a secure future anymore. You can be getting it, but it's not like secure. So I want to say this to anyone watching, anyone listening, anyone who will be watching the replay. And for the longest time, as long as this stays on here in social media. So there are people who are watching me live on YouTube. There are people watching me live on Instagram, watching me live on Facebook, because I am here live. Do you ever feel grateful for your job, but still worried about your future at the same time? Or do you feel like, okay, so you have stable jobs, but you still feel financially anxious? Why is that happening? And this is something I have been, sharing with people. I have been discussing with people, and this is like a constant theme. that comes up every single time, right? People get checks, paychecks, but at the same time, they don't, they are feeling grateful, they are happy, they feel, what they have is stable. But most times, people still feel worried about the future at the same time. So, and that's why I started to say that a steady paycheck doesn't automatically equal to a secure future anymore. Life happens, right? So the old belief, which we, most of my people of my age, we grew up learning, we grew up, it was just like imbibed in us, was go to school, get good grades, do what you need to do, get bachelor's degree, get master's degree, get PhD, just do something beyond high school. It is still the same norm, even back in Nigeria today. Go to school, go get all these, like, professional courses, do engineering, do nursing, become a doctor, become a lawyer, become all these, like, big things. They are not bad. They are good. They are still good advice up until today. Education, especially getting a bachelor's degree, is a solid foundation for a start. But that's not the end of the story. So we were taught, go to school, get a good job, stay loyal on your job, work for decades. In Nigeria, you work, if you're working for the government, you work for 30 years, 35 years before your retirement. In this part of the world, retirement is from 65. People retire at 67, and most people start working right from the age of 15. So you are told, go to school, get a job, stay loyal, work for decades, and retire safely. At that time, retirement, people had pensions, people had gratuities that was building up. People have different things building up for their retirement. When you retire, then you still pay attention to, okay, so how much is it? So after working for 45 years, after working for 40 years, what is it that you're taking home? And most jobs today in this part of the world don't come with pensions anymore. Most jobs don't come with gratuity anymore. Yes, there are 401k, 403b, but at the same time, you have to build that. And now I am talking to people like me who migrated in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s. How much can you invest into your 401k, 403b? How much can you invest? Because if you started working in this part of the world at the age of 40 and you are retiring at the age of 65, you have only worked and contributed for 15 years. How much can you save in 15 years to guarantee a happy and secure retirement? I'm talking about financial security here. How much can you save in your 401 or 403 or what, even in your savings? It takes years, and I mean years of hard work, years of intentional hard work for you to feel settled when you migrate from a different part of the world into the Western world. It takes time. Even if you migrated because of a job, it takes you years to feel settled. It takes you years to be like, okay, now you can just like breathe, to start saving. So how much can you save even if you started in your 30s? Majority of us migrated, even people who migrated early, migrated in their 20s. Then you go to school, then you get a job, then you now feel that stability, you start having family. So by the time you do all of this to get to that retirement age, you find yourself that you've not like saved a whole lot to feel financially ready, to feel financially secure to retire. So these are the people I am talking to. These are the immigrants like me that I'm talking to. These are people who are like first generation who migrated here. You don't have anything that to rely on, nothing to fall back on, nothing to inherit. So you are building that inheritance for yourself and for the future, for your future generation. So When I am saying this, so you pay attention, because yes, today you have a stable job, but what about the future? How much can this stability, how much can it give you to retire, to go on vacations, to do all the things you desire to do even before retirement, when you still feel strong, when you still feel young, when you still feel that you can do much? Pay attention to that. And that's why it is necessary to start something on the side, something you can call your own, something you can retire with, something that can to give you that flexibility and financial independence, so that you can do things you want to do before retirement. You can do things you want to do when you are still young enough, when you are still strong enough, when you are still able to do all of those things before you retire. So all of these things used to work. Go to school, get a job, stay loyal, work for decades, retire safely. They used to work. Our parents' generation, they did that. Our parents' generation could work one job and build a whole life from it. But that's no longer the case. It's no longer what is happening, especially for our dear immigrants. Because like in here, and for all of us who work, income grows slowly, expenses grow faster. No matter what you do, our income most of the time don't match the expenses. Expenses are going this way, but your income are still just like in this stable, or in just neutral. No matter what they say, oh, increment. How much is the increment? $1, $2, how many, or 2,000, 3,000? So what difference does it even make to the expenses you are making? So rents are increasing, mortgages, even if you have fixed mortgages, there are still things increasing even if your mortgage is capped, right? Groceries prices are increasing. No matter how it says, oh, things are coming down, things are not coming down. But even if the prices of goods services and groceries are coming down, but not at the rate of how much you are earning, because your earning is still not increasing. So, and it doesn't match to what you are earning, doesn't match to your expenses. Think of childcare. Your kids don't ever grow enough, finish. They go, they get into stages, and the older they get, the more expensive they get. They get to high school, they get to university, and people like us. So you want to help your kids somehow, right? So even if they're in colleges, you still have some kind of expenses you make towards them. Most parents can share, different things they do for their kids. So expenses are increasing while your earning still stays the same. And working 2, 3 jobs are just for immediate what do you call it? Help or support. But what of the future? What if you cannot work? What happens in that situation when you are unable to do that? Insurance. So like I was saying, so income grows slowly, expenses grow fast. Your rent, your mortgage, your groceries, childcare, insurance, travel, supporting family, both immediate and extended. And like I said, most migrants still have some extended families back in their home countries who they still like support financially. So raises don't rise as fast as living costs, right? So you get the raise of 2,000, 4,000, 5,000 in a year, but your expenses are increasing way beyond that, no matter how frugal you are. Jobs are no longer guaranteed. There are layoffs, there is restructuring, there is burnout, there is staffing shortages, especially in healthcare. Anyone working in the healthcare setting, feels all of this. So even essential workers don't always feel protected. That's what we see. That's what we experience every single time. Income depends completely on your time. If you stop working, maybe due to illness, maybe due to family emergency, maybe due to burnout, your income pauses. Anybody working, hourly rate, working shift, know this. Even if you work a salary job, how long can your job be retained? How long can your salaries be paid when you are out for an extended period of time due to illness, due to family emergency, due to burnout? I can tell you for sure, not for so long. And I have a friend who, was out of job due to injury from work. After a few months, they started calling her that she needs to get back to work because they stopped paying her because immediately she was able to, she used up, her saved sick hours. She used up the short-term disability and all of that. They couldn't keep up. They told her she had to come back to work. So always ask yourself this. So if you stop working today due to anything, what happens? Would your income still be coming in? So security tied only to hours worked is fragile. We need to be seriously aware of that. Then when you start something on the side, something that doesn't require physical labor, something you can do even when you are just lying down, even if you're sick, but your brain is still working, your hands are still working, you can still do it straight from your phone. Right? So that's relying solely on one income stream, it's very risky. Relying solely on just one income is one paycheck is unsafe, is unwise, it is dangerous. One stream, if that one stream stops, everything shakes. Anybody, we are all aware of that. And that is why we need to find something that is long-term, something that is legitimate, something global, and now something on the internet. Believe it or not, social media is the place to be now. In this day and age, earning from social media, earning from the internet, earning from the online, that is the boom now. That is where the income boom is. And you need to be abreast with that. Right? You need to be informed. You need to get on board with where the world is heading. So I am grateful for what I have. I always share that. But relying on one income stream is not going to cut it for me. And that was why 2.5 years ago, I started looking for something I can do outside of just regular, hours and job. And looking for a second job wasn't going to, answer that. I wanted something I can do from the online space, something I can do that will be in my own name. And that was how I found this business opportunity with a global community, with support that doesn't require my physical presence. It gives me flexibility, something I can still work alongside every other thing around me, my schedule. It runs in automation 24/7. And because I've never had any business experience, I could do it just likewise everybody else, because experts, IT experts, people who have done this, done the business, they volunteered themselves to create the business model that we are using today, that is helping anyone plug in, not recreating the wheels, using the already existing system that has been proven to start a business they can call their own. Anybody of any age, any language, any gender, any profession can excel in this business, and they are all excelling in this business without prior business experiences, without tech experiences, because all the skills needed, all the resources needed, all the products, everything is provided. So you don't need to crack your brain to figure things out for yourself. So when I was working, before I found this business, like over time became normal. But for how long? When I can't do it, then once you don't do it, you don't have it. Meanwhile, your expenses is increasing. But what do? And flexibility was limited. So I realized my job, was stable, but my freedom wasn't secure. My flexibility wasn't secure. So this is a business we can start to build connection without really, like there's no complaint. You find support every step of the way. You have people helping you. So in this day and age, we need multiple income streams. That is what security today looks like. Security, like I said, stable income doesn't equal security. But security these days, today, looks like multiple income streams. Learning skills, digital skills beyond one employer. Anybody in this age and age, you learn digital skills. Digital skills are transferable. You create options. Security look more like flexibility, something growing alongside your job. Security today is having options, not just stability. So security today is having options, creating choices, not just stability. Because remember, I said stability does not equal security. Right? So we have to find that alignment. Remember, I said this is the year of alignment, the year of harmony, being in harmony with your own self, being in harmony, in alignment with your goals, being in alignment with your desires, being in alignment with the person you are becoming. So it's all about, but no pressure in it. So you've been feeling this shift to start something new, to create options, to create flexibility, to create security, to create multiple income streams this year, and you're open to learning how people are building options alongside their careers. I encourage you, I urge you to message me, DM me, comment secure, so that we can take it up from there. No pressure. We just have conversation so that you can just have more information, right? So that you can just know more in that way to have make informed decision, make informed choices, create, the future that you desire. So that I will leave you with it today. I thought I was going to be here but I am glad I am finishing. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, my DM is always open. I have series of people asking me different questions. So many people asking questions online or in my DM. So DM me secure, DM me flex. So if you are just rethinking security, and we'll take it up from there. Thank you so much for your time, and I will hope to see you again next time. Have a good night. Goodbye.